I am the chef in the British Ambassador's residence. I'm here today to show you how to make a Christmas pudding chocolate biscuit cake in honour of the final of the Great British Bake-Off. So to make the chocolate biscuit cake Christmas pudding, we have some Scottish shortbread, some Abernethy Butter from the north of Ireland. We've got Cadbury's white chocolate, milk chocolate and dark chocolate Bournville. We have some dried cranberries and golden raisins soaked in Welsh whiskey, and we have some Lyles golden syrup. Okay, to begin you'll need a large enough saucepan because you're going to melt the butter and the golden syrup together. You're going to bring that up to a boil and then turn it down. Let it cool for about a minute and then add the dark chocolate. While the dark chocolate's melting, you're going to take the shortbread, break up the shortbread into small pieces, add it to a mixing bowl with the milk chocolate and half the white chocolate buttons and your dried fruit. So once you've combined your dry ingredients and then you've added in the butter, golden syrup and chocolate mix, you mix it together in a mixing bowl and that's it. That's how simple it is to make your chocolate biscuit cake Christmas pudding. So the first part of making the Christmas pudding chocolate biscuit cake is to melt your butter and your golden syrup. I recommend that you put it on a medium to low heat and melt your butter separately. This will just avoid any kind of burning of your golden syrup. So melt that right down. So I'm just going to add, as the butter has melted, I'm just adding in the golden syrup. This is the reason there's no sugar in this, because it's sweet enough. So we're just going to again melting that on a medium to low heat. You don't want the butter to burn and you don't want the golden syrup to caramelise. So you'll know when it's ready to add the chocolate when you start getting the aroma of the butter and the golden syrup together and small bubbles will start to form on the top of the pot. It should go a nice rich golden brown. The dark chocolate broken up in pieces will just add straight away, and then just turn the temperature right down to a low simmer. And just continue to stir, because you don't want chocolate to get caught at the end of the pot, because it goes lumpy when it burns and this will affect the whole cake. So while your chocolate and golden syrup is melting, you can start by breaking up the shortbread into small bite-sized pieces. It doesn't matter if it crumbles too much, because it's all going to be pressed in the pudding bowl afterwards. So when you have your biscuits completely broken up, you can add 75 grams, half of the white chocolate buttons, half of the broken up milk chocolate, and your soaked fruit, which recommended you soak it for at least 24 hours in the whiskey. So once that's all in, give it a mix around so it's nice and evenly mixed. And the reason you soak the fruit is that it won't make the biscuits go soggy in the mixture, because all the dried cranberries and the raisins have absorbed all the whiskey. So now when that's mixed around, it should be ready for the chocolate, butter and golden syrup mix to go in. So allowing your chocolate mix to cool before you add it to the biscuit fruit and milk chocolate, white chocolate mix. The reason you let it cool slightly is so it doesn't melt the other chocolate in the bowl, and this will give you time to line your pudding bowl. So quite simply, the best thing to do is just roll the cling film out onto your table. You just press it down into the pudding bowl, like so. Making sure trying not to get any folds, as it will affect the outcome of your pudding when you take it out. It should give you enough time then for the chocolate mix to cool sufficiently to put it in on top of your dry mix. So you can just feel the end of your pot. If it's too hot, you'll know because you won't be able to hold it, but once you're able to hold it, it's ready to go in on top of the chocolate safely without melting all the white and dark buttons. So just drop it in. Now, depending on your preference, this is the point you could add a teaspoon of cinnamon or a teaspoon of mixed spice, just to give it that real Christmas pudding feel. And just transfer it in nice and slowly, so you try not to pull the cling film down. So now just gently just kind of tease up the corners so it hasn't overflowed. And just give it a couple of nice taps, and you're going to fold the cling film in on itself. Best thing to do, if you have a pot or a saucer that will sit in on top of this, once it's a perfect match, place it in and just press gently down, so you make sure that you're squeezing out any air that's in it, so it'll be nice and solid. So that's it, and then you just need to transfer it to the fridge for at least 24 hours, if not 48 hours. And that's your cake. So once your pudding has set for the 24 hours, you can take it out of the fridge and take it out of its mould. You'll want to put that traditional and nice looking white icing falling off the side of your Christmas pudding. So what I do is I use the other 75 grams of white chocolate. I place it in a heat-proof bowl and place it over a pot of simmering water. So once this is melted fully, you can see it's not sandy. There's still a few bits of white chocolate that just need to melt slightly more, and keep stirring. Now it's nice and glossy, as I said, no sign of any grains because we didn't let it touch the boiling water. And we'll just turn that off, and what we're going to do, we're going to transfer it onto a tray with some baking paper. Very gently just pour the white chocolate into the center of the paper. And then with a spoon, just bring it out slightly, and then you can drag it out in small little, like almost like a star. So when you have your star done, you're going to transfer it into a fridge for roughly about 5-10 minutes. After your 5, maybe 10 minutes, depending on how thick your chocolate is, you can take it out of the fridge and you'll just see it's still pliable, it hasn't fully set. So what I'm going to do now is demonstrate how to get it onto your pudding. So you've removed your pudding from its bowl. You just hold the base of the pudding and lift, place it down and lift your icing. So just bring it up at one side and then bring it fully over the top. And we'll just bring it down the sides like so. And you're just going to place that back into the fridge for another 5 minutes. After the 5 minutes, you can take your pudding out, slowly remove the paper, and you should be left with something that looks pretty similar to this. And then to dress it up, I'm just going to use some mint and fresh raspberries. So we'll start by laying down the leaves. This should almost give it the appearance of holly and berries, to give it that more festive look. Yeah, that's your chocolate biscuit cake Christmas pudding.